So 2024 has already been a fantastic year for smartphone launches, and March is looking equally fantastic as well. So I've rounded up a few of my favorite phones that are going to launch in March 2024. So stay tuned till the end of the video, there might be something in there for you as well. If you're here for the first time, I'm Arshad, you're watching Trakin English, your destination for detailed, incisive gadget reviews. Now I want to start off with the upcoming phones under rupees 20,000, and I'm not going to go into the details of each phone, but I definitely want to talk about the Realme 12 Plus first. Now, I want to talk about the Realme 12 Plus primarily because most of the other specs are very normal. You get an AMOLED display, you get 120Hz refresh rate, 5000 mAh battery, 67W fast charging, Android 14 out of the box, all of that standard. The primary camera on the Realme 12 Plus is apparently going to be the 50MP Sony Litia 600 sensor. Now, this is a stacked sensor that I haven't tested yet, and I'm really curious to see if it shakes up the budget segment. Considering Realme did add the periscope 3x camera to the Realme 12 Pro Plus, I'm really looking forward to the primary camera performance of the Realme 12 Plus. Now, the second phone that I definitely didn't think that I would talk about in this video is actually the Samsung Galaxy F15. There are strong rumors suggesting that this phone will be priced under rupees 15,000. But the standout thing about the Samsung Galaxy F15 is the fact that Samsung is promising 4 years of software updates and 5 years of security updates, which, my friends, is something that we've not heard of in this price category. Brands don't even give you 1 year of software update promise. That's the situation. And Samsung is like, no, don't worry, we'll give you 4 years. Good stuff, right? Now, the teasers have started coming out and it's expected to come with a Super AMOLED display, maybe even high refresh rate. But that display has a water drop notch, which, my friends, is the biggest concern that I have. But of course, this is going to be a 5G phone and the camera specs also look decent. So yeah, I mean, Samsung may be making things right with the F15. Let's wait and watch. The next one that you must know about, which is coming really soon, is apparently the Note CE5 Lite. But now, while the Note CE2 Lite and the Note CE3 Lite was not the favorite of tech nerds, primarily because the specs to price ratio was not very good, I'm sure you guys know that it is the best-selling phone for OnePlus under rupees 20,000. So much so that the Note CE2 Lite was the best-selling 5G phone under rupees 20,000 in that year. So the Note CE5 Lite is an important phone in the context of smartphone conversation in the Indian tech landscape. Now, with the CE5 Lite, unfortunately for us, but fortunately for OnePlus, the leaks are very dry. We don't know much yet. So we had to extrapolate some information and figure out what is going to be there inside the CE5 Lite. And one rumor suggests that the phone will come with Snapdragon 6 Gen 1. And you can expect a 6.7-inch, 120Hz AMOLED display, that's for sure. Now, obviously, the Note CE5 Lite is going to be priced under rupees 20,000, and the upgrade to AMOLED is something that I'm looking forward to. But fingers crossed that actually happens though. Now, under 20,000, there's one brand I'm looking forward to when I go to Barcelona for Mobile World Congress is HMD. Now, I'm not so sure if HMD will bring its phones to India, but the teasers and the images of the phones that I saw looked very interesting, especially considering they look like previous Lumia phones. And if you will get that single block of polycarbonate curved very beautifully to fit snugly in your hand, I am going to look forward to that. All right, moving on to slightly more expensive phones under 30,000, under 40,000 rupees. And the very first phone that I'm going to talk about is the Nothing Phone 2A. Nothing has been drumming up a lot of hype and anticipation around this phone, and it's going to be a big India launch that is happening on March 5th. And from the tiny little teaser of the eyes that we saw, looks like Ranveer Singh could be the brand ambassador for the Nothing Phone 2A. We'll have to wait and watch. But the Phone 2A's leaks are all out there. The renders are out there. It's going to come with glyph lighting. Apparently, the back was going to be made of plastic. We'll have to see. And the most interesting thing is, of course, the choice of system on chip. It's going to be the MediaTek Dimensity 7200 Pro. Now, this 7200 Pro, I am pretty certain is going to be similar to the MediaTek Dimensity 7200 and the 7200 Ultra with a few tweaks here and there. But, nothing says that they went with MediaTek Dimensity this time around, primarily because Snapdragon couldn't, live up, or the Snapdragon chips like the 7S Gen 2 or the 782 couldn't live up to Nothing's expectations of giving good performance in the price category that they're trying to sell the phone in. And this phone, according to the strong rumors in the market, could be priced under rupees 25,000 rupees. So something that makes it very exciting. That apart, you can also expect glyph lighting. You can expect a 120Hz AMOLED display, maybe even 50 plus 32MP camera setup. All of that looks very interesting. Are you excited for the Nothing Phone 2A? What would you have changed in this? Let me know in the comments below. The next phone in the same price category and in very similar configuration as the Nothing Phone 2A is going to be the iQOO Z9. And there are influencers who have already started talking about the iQOO Z9 and they've showcased it as well. And the phone does look good. But most importantly, the iQOO Z9 is apparently going to come with the Sony IMX882. Now, considering the iQOO Neo 9 Pro had a fantastic sensor and good camera performance, the iQOO Z9 is expected to also have great camera performance. Now, the iQOO Z9, of course, is also expected to come with the Dimensity 7200 and a 120Hz AMOLED display, and of course, fast charging. And of course, you can also expect Android 14 with FunTouchOS 14 out of the box. So, let's see how the iQOO Z9 looks. The next set of phones that are expected to launch under rupees 30,000 and 40,000 are Vivo V30 and the V30 Pro. Of course, the phones didn't launch in February, so we're expecting it to launch in March now. Now, what's interesting is that Vivo has started picking the right processors for giving you good performance. Apparently, the V30 is expected to come with the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 and the V30 Pro is expected to come with the Dimensity 9200 Plus. And both these phones are expected to have a 6.78-inch curved AMOLED 120Hz refresh rate display as well. Now, the V30 and the V30 Pro are also expected to come with the same 5000 mAh battery and 80-watt flash charge technology as well. And of course, you'll have Android 14, FunTouchOS 14. All of that is going to be standard. But with the V30 series, especially with the V30 Pro, the camera specs is something that I look forward to every year. Now, on the V30, what's expected is a 50MP primary camera, 8MP ultrawide, and a 50MP selfie camera. With the V30 Pro, what you're expecting is a 50MP primary, 50MP ultrawide, 12MP telephoto, a 2x probably telephoto, and a 50MP selfie camera. But most importantly, with Zeiss branding this time around. Yes, you heard that right. Until now, the X series had Zeiss branding. This time, the V series is also expected to have Zeiss branding. So, will the price go up? Only time will tell. Alright, another phone under 40,000 that is expected to launch really soon is the Samsung Galaxy A55. Now, with the Galaxy A55, rumors are suggesting that it will come with the Exynos 1480 chip. Now, with Exynos, I know there is a certain bit of hesitation every time we get into a Samsung phone with Exynos, but we will test it first before we pass any judgments on the chipset itself. Considering the Exynos 2400 turned out to be a very decent chip, definitely better than Pixel's Tensor G3 for sure. Anyway, with the A55, you can expect a compactish 6.5-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED 120Hz refresh rate display, and of course, it will also have the Samsung bright colors as well. Of which there is a rumor that it might have a 50MP primary camera and a 5MP ultrawide and a 12MP sensor, for which we don't know what exactly the use is going to be. Overall, the A55 could shape up to be a better phone than previous year's A54, but again, time will tell. Alright, let's move on to the flagships, the category that I am generally most excited about. Now, one thing's for certain, Xiaomi has confirmed that the Xiaomi 14 is coming to India. But the company hasn't confirmed if the Xiaomi 14 Ultra is going to come to India. Now, the Xiaomi 14 Ultra is definitely launching at MWC, and you can expect some coverage from Trakin English channel, that's for sure. But before I talk about the 14 Ultra, the Xiaomi 14 is also a very, very interesting phone. Primarily because it's the right Goldilocks size 6.36-inch screen, and you've also got a 120Hz refresh rate AMOLED display with an LTPO panel as well. Plus, this is a flat display. I love flat displays. You can expect a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor, 50 plus 50 plus 50 triple camera setup, and on the front you can expect a 32MP selfie camera as well. And this phone is expected to come with a 4610 mAh battery, 90-watt fast charging, and IP rating as well, IP68 rating. The Xiaomi 14 Ultra will of course have a larger 6.73-inch QHD plus LTPO AMOLED panel, again a flat panel, and it will have Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, and it is also expected to come with 16GB of LPDDR5X RAM and 1TB of UFS 4.0 storage as well. But the reason why I'm excited for the Xiaomi 14 Ultra is the camera stack. It's looking mind-blowing, guys. It's looking mind-blowing. So it's going to be a quad camera setup with a 50MP primary LYT 900 sensor. Now, this is a 1-inch sensor and it's a stack sensor, so I'm really excited to see how the pictures look. But from the initial samples that Xiaomi has shared, wow, the Leica tuning and the grading, everything looks divine. That apart, you can also expect a 50MP 3.2x floating lens telephoto camera and a 50MP 5x periscope lens as well. Plus, of course, there'll be that 50MP ultrawide and a 32MP selfie too. Now, this is a camera phone that I'm really looking forward to testing and hoping that Xiaomi brings to India as well. Oh, also one information that Xiaomi has shared for sure is that the phone will come with the 5300 mAh battery and 90-watt fast charging. And of course, there'll be wireless charging as well and IP68 rating too. Now, before I close the video, there's also one more phone expected to launch, and it's going to be like a non-gamery version of the Asus ROG Phone 8 Ultra. Basically, it's going to be the Zenfone 11 Ultra. So unlike the Zenfone 10 and the Zenfone 9 that launched in the last year and the year before that, this one's going to be a bigger phone, and that's exactly what Asus is going for, after realizing that there are not many takers for compact phones, which is kind of true. Anyway, which one of these phones are you excited for? I am definitely most excited for the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. I hope that they bring it to India. But that will also depend on how many people end up buying the Xiaomi 14. Will you buy the Xiaomi 14? Would you consider it? What would you think is the right price for the Xiaomi 14? Should they price it at 65, 70, 75? Where do you think it'll sit itself? Let me know in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep tracking and stay safe.